13-Week Theater is supported by Patreon. Subscribe now and get exclusive early access.
Good afternoon. The Board of Directors of the Writers Guild of America West and the Council of the Writers Guild of America East, acting upon the authority granted them by the memberships, have voted unanimously to call a strike effective 12:01 a.m. Monday, November 5th.
When the Writers Guild of America went on strike in November of 2007, it sent the TV network scrambling for content. Some of the spaces on the schedule were filled with unscripted reality shows and game shows. Some channels brought in shows from other countries, but NBC thought it had a trump card up its sleeve. It would air a TV show that wasn't even written or shot for television.
Do you blog? Do you have an eBay star? Have you written reviews? Have you clicked on an ad while viewing an interactive map? If so, all reports suggest that you're part of what is being called Web 2.0.
In the early 2000s, the internet tried rebounding from the first dot-com crash with what was called Web 2.0, which envisioned the web as a platform for user-generated content, interoperability, and interactivity. The two hottest creatures to come out of Web 2.0 were MySpace, arguably the first large-scale social network, and a tiny little video-sharing site that you might have heard of. News Corp acquired MySpace in 2005 and then turned its eyes on YouTube. But when Google outbid MySpace for the video service in 2006, the two companies found themselves on a collision course. MySpace's answer came the next year with MySpace TV, a platform where users of the social network could more easily share their video creations. The idea of producing an original television show for the internet, along with the concept of social networking itself, attracted the attention of producers Marshall Herskovitz and Edward Zwick, who had created 30-something and My So-Called Life. Herskovitz thought that internet TV, such as that provided by MySpace TV, had a future and decided to create a show specifically for the platform. The result was Quarterlife.
R.J. Williams with Young Hollywood here. Now, it looks like we're on the set of a typical TV show, but this set is anything but typical. See, it's for a hot new show called Quarterlife. It's got some of the best writing, some of the best directing, some of the best producing you've ever seen, because it's brought to you by two of the geniuses that wrote you 30-something and My So-Called Life.
Well, we're doing something that hasn't been done before. We're trying to take what we know from its working in television and movies and bring it to the internet. MySpace is distributing this for us. They have a 24-hour window of exclusivity. We're going to have an application on Facebook.
The central character was Dylan, played by Bitsy Tulloch, a self-styled writer and video blogger on a social network called, oddly enough, Quarterlife.
My name is Dylan Krieger. My name is Dylan Krieger.
We have a connection. We do? We did? Herb, we don't know how the connection's gonna last.
If you get this, we need your help. We're the last ones, the rest are dead.
Here, we have 30 seconds, maybe less.
You're the only one who knows about us. You're the only one who can help. Please, find us. You're all we've got. We need you.
10 seconds.
Wait, don't go. Don't go, please. We're dead if you do. All of us. Please, don't leave us here. Not like this.
The sad truth about my generation is that we were all geniuses in elementary school, but apparently the people who deal with us never got our transcripts because they don't seem to be aware of it.
The central romantic entanglement of the show would be her crush on her next-door neighbor, aspiring filmmaker Jed Berland, played by Scott Michael Foster. Herskovitz and Zwick produced a season of 36 8-minute episodes, which premiered on MySpace TV and the show's website, which was designed to look just like the social network used by the show's characters, on November 11th, 2007. The show could appear online and stay in production because internet shows were not included under the WGA's minimum basic agreement. In fact, payment for internet video was central to the Guild's grievances. Seeing an opportunity, NBC moved fast to open negotiations with Herskovitz and Zwick. On November 17th, the day before the fourth episode was due to appear on MySpace, the network announced that it had obtained the rights to air Quarterlife on network TV after its episodes had first appeared online.
Danny and Jed. Moved in 2 years ago, Danny and Jed did. And, let's just say various things changed at that time.
36 episodes produced for the web were re-edited into 6-hour-length episodes to air on NBC. The plan for after that was to produce new hour-length shows, each edited into 6 mini-episodes for the web, which would show in the week before the full episode would air on NBC.
Vlog. Jed is in love with his best friend's girlfriend.
I'm gonna kill you. How do you know how I feel about her?
Come on. Did I mention Lisa drinks more than she should?
That's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
You said I was an alcoholic.
It's a beta site. Nobody's even on it.
My entire acting class is on it.
Really?
Quarterlife premieres Tuesday 10/9 Central on NBC.
The NBC version of Quarterlife debuted Tuesday night, February 26, 2008 at 10 p.m. The reaction to the show is best summed up by critic Kevin McDonough's review, which said in part, "In short, practically every moment of Quarterlife is exquisitely excruciating. However, it's hard not to take a perverse pleasure in watching something this dreadful. So, by all means, tune into Quarterlife and prepare to cringe." The biggest problem was the show structure itself. Intended to be seen in small bites, the hour-long version had a plodding pace, slower than most network audiences were used to at the time. The video blog conceit made the characters seem like self-important, self-deluding narcissists, which wasn't hard since they were. And add to that the fact that the show was shot for and meant to be seen on the internet. Back then, that meant low resolution and tiny little frames, with a budget smaller than some YouTube series have today. It also meant that the cast would have to be made up with actors who were at the time considered B grade or C grade at best, and were all unknowns to network audiences. While Tulloch and Foster would go on to better things, they weren't exactly in demand in Hollywood at the time. NBC's screening of the first episode of Quarterlife pulled in slightly over 3 million viewers, the lowest ratings NBC had seen in a 10 p.m. time slot in 17 years, reruns included. As soon as the overnights were in, NBC declared its experiment with web content a failure and canceled Quarterlife, making it one of that select, notorious group of shows canceled after just one episode. They decided to burn off the remaining episodes on their Bravo cable channel, which aired the show for one more week before itself pulling the plug. That same day, the last of the original 36 mini-episodes debuted on MySpace, marking the end of the show. The remaining hour-long versions of Quarterlife ran for a short time on Hulu and were available for an even shorter time through Apple's iTunes store before vanishing from the web altogether and forever. The failure of Quarterlife may have dampened the ambitions of major producers and studios who were producing original content online, but it didn't kill web video. On the contrary, with the big guys wary of another failure, the platform became the playground for amateurs and the up-and-coming that it was meant to be, leading to today's YouTube, where small content creators can produce quality video unhinged.
Monkey.